This is the iFLYTEK AINote 2, and it is fantastic. This should be making Remarkable sweat a little bit. This is the thinnest, lightest, most portable e-ink productivity tablet money can buy. And while I typically go over hardware first, I actually just want to show you a little bit of what it does, because it's mind-boggling. Now, productivity is the name of the game here. So we're talking notes, a calendar, and a to-do list. And everything is integrated really well. For example, if you make a to-do item in a note, it's going to be added to the master to-do list right here. If you make a to-do list item with a calendar event, of course, it's going to show up in the calendar. And the whole thing is powered by GPT-5. And when I say powered, I mean that you can search through notes with AI. There's a button up top where you have an AI assistant that'll help you search notes related to a feature, summarize, make calendar events, or even listen to meetings and then summarize after the meeting. And those summaries can be added to the handwritten notes that you took during the meeting. Now, all handwriting can also be turned into text. Now, you can also create summaries of your day or week, and it can connect to your email so that you can forward any of your notes or summaries to other people or yourself. But you don't have to forward them to yourself, because there's also a cloud feature where your notes are uploaded and you can access them with an app on your phone or another tablet or on your computer. Oh, and did I mention it's also an e-reader, and you're going to get set up with a selection of books that you can download and read right away. It is the ultimate productivity device. Now, let's dive into it a little bit more. We'll look at the hardware, notes, to-do lists, tasks. We'll do everything a little bit more in depth. Now, the home screen of the device has your signature and some art that you can either choose or upload or create yourself. You'll notice the signature here says Rachel Lamb, and that's because as soon as I got it, she wanted to steal it and use it for work. So you could say it's in high demand. You unlock with this button up top. There's also the option for a fingerprint sensor if you would like to protect a little bit, and we just have a password right here. And then we're in. This is the home page where you can get to anything. So down the left side here, you can make folders to organize your notes for work or personal. If I want to make a folder, it's really as easy as typing or speaking it in. For this, I'll say YouTube ideas. Now I've got my YouTube ideas folder where I can make a note. Now, by the way, notes here you can also organize by type, and so you can encrypt, have local storage, or flag them if you want. If you have a huge list of notes and you want to just focus in on a couple primary ones, flag them as your top ones. Notes can also be organized in a list or with icons, and there's a billion different ways to organize or order how you want them listed. Now, before we get into a note, there's a lot more on the home screen. On the left side here, you're going to be able to have your notifications, and on the right side, you'll have your settings like any Android device. You can connect to the internet, Bluetooth, cast to a TV screen, refresh the screen if you start to ghost, take a screenshot, and then down here with the display, you can select if it's optimal and looks really crisp and high quality, or if you want a little bit faster refresh rate. Now, instead of swiping down and hitting refresh, there's also the option to double tap with 2 fingers, and the screen will refresh and get rid of all the ghosting. In the bottom left corner here, you're going to have your schedule button, which takes you to the calendar and your to-do list, as well as something called focus stars, which is a summary of your life here, and reading, which is where all of your ebooks are, which you can upload. Now, really important, there's no backlight at all. Some people see that as a benefit, some people don't like it. But if you're planning on using this as an e-reader at night, you're going to want some kind of extra light in front of it, because if all the lights are off, so is your device screen. Finally, these bottom two columns here, you have buttons here for your email, which I have not set up yet because it's been in my wife's hands. You also have an app list, so you do have Google Play Store. You can download apps, but don't worry about being distracted. The refresh rate is too slow for any videos to be entertaining. And then you have settings here, which it's standard Android settings with a couple extra things for specific gestures or speech recognition. Finally, the lower bar here has two buttons. They're not clickable, they're touchable, or should I say swipeable. Such a touch doesn't do anything. If you slide here to the left, you get a quick note, and that will pop up from anywhere on the device, any screen you're on. So if I'm in a note and I want to start another quick note, I can. The other side there is going to open something that looks very familiar, and that's your quick way to get to AI. Again, it runs on GPT-5, which is a very nice feature to have, but you can type or text to it and save your chats down on the left. So that's really good for quick questions or looking things up, doing a bit of research without opening a whole browser. Okay, let's actually talk about a note and use. I'm in my YouTube ideas folder. I can create a subfolder, or I can just create a note. So let's jump into a blank note here. Now, right off the bat, I can draw, I can write, I can dictate, I can do pretty much anything I want. Think of it as a blank piece of paper with a lot of AI smarts built in. But I can also come here and I can get a bunch of different templates to write down, both for personal and work style. And it's even got some for like writing sheet music, which for me as a musician is a very cool and exciting thing. Or custom, you can upload and import your own templates and then start writing on them. Let's start with a blank note. We're going to pull off the pen here. This is a nice pen. It's weighty, it's solid, it's got this matte feel to it, and the back end works as an eraser. The point there is also incredibly sharp. Now, if I want to write here, I'm in HD mode, there's no delay. It feels like paper, it sounds like paper, and when I write a word, it even looks like my handwriting. Now, this, by the way, is in HD mode. So, according to them, this isn't even the best speed you can get with it. But I notice no delay at all. Feels phenomenal to write on. I wish there was a way to describe how good this feels to write on, how much it sounds like paper, how much it feels like paper. Now, there's a little button on the pen here, which when I hold it down, it becomes an eraser. Or, like I said, I can just use the back end like a normal pencil and erase that way. And we want to make some space because we also want to see the different kinds of pens we have. There's a list here, or you can get to it by swiping down this way. You've got your shapes and stroke size. This is a fountain pen, but let's take a look at a couple of these here. We've also got the quill. The pencil. And the highlighter. I don't know why I decided to try to write a word with the highlighter. And if you didn't notice right there, the sensitivity is phenomenal. We can write really light, heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy. It acts like you would expect it to act, and that's kind of the key here. This is a product that if you think, oh, it should do this, or I wish it would do that, well, it actually can. And there's something nice about a product being so intuitive that it just works the way you want it to. Plenty of devices are, cool except A, B, and C. This one's just cool. It works with you really well. Now, just as an example of what I was talking about, I want to look at these two buttons now in the context of a note, because I can still open a quick note and do other things in there, or I can come to the left side here and open up AI. Now, if I want, let's do one of the suggested ones. And at this point, I'll stop it. And let's say that I want this paragraph that it just gave me. I can copy it, and I can bring it right into my notes. Now, the nice thing about the text here is that from the side, you can adjust the formatting of the text, but you can also start setting things up like an AI aid in your note and even mind mapping some things out. Now, we can also dictate into it, and it will transcribe it into words, and it's something we can add into our note while also maintaining the actual audio recording. There are other things we can add, photos and pages and mind maps to make this massive note right here. It saves histories, and we can see our page lists there, and then we can share them with our email list, and it's all wonderful. And it's all encrypted, but what about a to-do list? The to-do list down here in the schedule section is really handy. We can write memos or again get little daily reports generated automatically if we want to, but I'm going to go to tasks and I'm going to start writing one. Now, let's say today I need to film a YouTube video. It will convert it when I'm done writing. It will also confirm that it's gotten it right, and when I hit yes, it's now a to-do list item. Now, here's the really cool thing. You have a few options with it. You can set a deadline, reminders, categories, and how important it is. But you can also link it with a note. And it goes the opposite way too, where if you create a task in a note, it'll come over to this master file. Now, again, when you check things off, they're going to be added to your daily reports, which you can then save for yourself or send off to employers or coworkers. Now, writing emails on an e-ink screen is an interesting experience since there's some delay. Of course, there's Bluetooth, so it could connect to a Bluetooth keyboard, but if only we had a case and a keyboard that was integrated. But wait, they make this beautiful folding case, and what's on the inside? A keyboard. And this actually just snaps right into it, and now it's in there really solid. It's got a side holder for the pen, and it's like a whole new device, which is really cool. Now, the actual keyboard part here is pretty fantastic. You lift the tablet up and slide it up. It connects with these pins, and when it does, well, congratulations, you're officially in horizontal mode. I'll fold the case back on itself, and this is now what we're looking at. All the same exact features, but you've got a keyboard. And if you're writing notes more than drawing notes, or you're sending out emails, this is kind of crucial. Now, the keyboard itself feels really good. It's snappy, it's responsive, and you even got some special keys up on the top for things like a search on the tablet through your notes. Adding a new note or seeing all your recent things so you can close them or go home. You've even got a screen refresh button, which is kind of fantastic. And down here, you've got a little AI button, making it ready to go with the push of a button. Now, from the application folder here, you've got more than just the Play Store. Of course, you can get your favorite apps like Notion or Joplin or whatever you use for productivity, but you've also got a file manager for all of the music or photos that you've stored on here, and of course, notes. And you've got WPS Office, which is really cool. It'll give you more of a Word, Excel experience. Let's just make this really clear. This thing is extremely good at productivity without distractions. You can basically do any kind of input, voice, writing, typing, drawing, and then when you're done with it, you can input any type of input to that input and nest that an unlimited amount of times in an unlimited amount of pages for your note, in an unlimited amount of folders and subfolders, integrating with a task list and a calendar, and it's essentially this crazy assistant to your productivity. Now, to be really, really frank, I hate AI. I think it's the worst. It's meant to be a tool, but it's taking over creativity, but this, I would call AI done right. There's nothing inherently creative that the tablet's trying to do. This is a tool. This is what AI was meant for, and I love it. Let me show you one more thing here. This is a regular piece of paper for guitar tabs, which you can write guitar music on, and this is the same exact thing on the tablet. And you see the similarities up top and how you can write chord shapes, and here's the experience difference. On this here, I'm going to write a few things, no particular song, but I don't like that 4. Not intentional, I wish I could redo it. Now on here, not only can I select the same style of pen and write out tabs in largely the same way, but if I don't like the 4 I've made in this one, I can just erase it and do it again. And again, it feels like paper. There's not a big difference between the two. If I had to write a ton of things, I'd probably pick this one. The problem is, I do have to write a ton of this. This is a phenomenal device. Very well done to iFLYTEK. I am not being paid to say that. I'm not being paid a cent. I just think it's an incredibly well-made product. It does what I want, and it does it well. If you're interested in checking it out, the link is down in the description. I'm excited to keep playing with it. Maybe I'll do a follow-up in a couple of months, but for now, well done to them. Go check it out. We'll see you in the next video.